Hey everybody, I am back with another cooking video, and this time we're going to make something that Carrie actually likes me to make and has been talking about on our social media sites, which has led to several requests from the folks like Linda Peterson to do a video on. So it's a real simple recipe, and apparently it's become my specialty in the house. But it's just a very simple fried chicken recipe. And this trick, I grew up with fried chicken. Most of the fried chicken I've had in my life has been, you know, the heavily breaded stuff, which, yeah, I loved growing up. But it had, you know, the flour, and then later on the panko became all the rage. But when I traveled over to Asia, I realized not everybody uses flour to make fried chicken, but it still gets crispy. So I kind of adapted for a very simplistic, easy fried chicken that still was crispy and delicious. I kind of adapted like an Asian, and it's probably more than just Asian, but what I saw over in Asia to my country cooking. So I have my chicken here. I have some chicken thighs. That's the kind that I like the most because of the fattiness and things like that of the chicken thighs. It's a little bit more nutrient dense, darker meat. And this works very well. Drumsticks, breasts, whole breasts, everything will work. So, but this one works really well. And I want skin on chicken because the goal is we're gonna actually make the skin the crispy part of the chicken. So I have skin on chicken thighs right here. And what you want to do before you cook them is you want to make sure that skin is really dry. So a good way to do that, if you want, is to salt the chicken a little bit, a couple pinches of salt on each piece of chicken, and leave it in the fridge overnight. And then once you come out, you dab it really well to get it dry. The other way you could do it is just take the paper towel, put it on there, and just leave it on, press it on and leave it on for, you know, half hour to an hour, and let the paper towel pull some of the moisture away from the chicken skin. Right now I'm just pressing it and getting some of that left over. I want to make sure when I pull the paper towel up, after pressing on it a bit, it's nice and dry. And I want to get the bottom side dry as well. So I'm going to go through and dab that. Now, I am not going to bread this chicken, as I said. So this, if everybody's missing fried chicken and you want to know what kind of breading we use and all that, well, you don't have to. And you can get a delicious fried chicken that's crispy and answers that crispy bug without breading. It's just season it and use some hot oil. I'm actually using today some pork lard. My favorite to use is beef tallow because beef tallow is such a neutral flavor to it. It doesn't really add anything, so it lets the flavor of the seasonings in the chicken to stand out. And we do have a beef tallow video you can check out if you want to know how to make your own, because it can be quite pricey to buy at the store. While you're prepping your chicken, you want to get your oil nice and hot. I keep it on about a low heat, but you want it hot before you put your chicken in. So we're going to do our seasonings. I got a collection of Redmond's real salt right here, and all of these salts are great seasoning to make different kinds of chicken. If you want to add some different flavors, different nights, and make it taste like a different meal. We got organic lemon pepper. We've got some organic garlic pepper. There's some onion salt here. There is some regular, if you just want to go salt and pepper, that's just fine. We got that too. They got that too. But if you get a nice clean seasoning with some salt and stuff, you could really change up the flavors, make it really nice. One of the ones when I craved Asian foods is I would use some Chinese 5-spice. And then when I was done, I would add a little bit of a seasoning with some coconut aminos. So that's good. Today, I'm actually going to use the Redmond's organic seasoned salt. So we're going to put a little coating over that, kind of press it down over the chicken. try to get it spread out on the skin real nice. Flavor everything up. You also want to make sure your chicken is nice and thawed if you're using frozen chicken. Do not try to stick a frozen piece of chicken on hot oil. That is very bad and the fire department may get called. Okay. Now I am not deep frying this. This is a pan fried chicken. So it's just a little bit of oil in the pan. This is so great for people who are in a hurry, they're in a rush, and they just want to get something done and served up. One of the things that we've been doing is we've been pairing this with some seasoned konjac noodles or konjac rice that I prep and I cook with bone broth and all kinds of stuff, and it's been fantastic. You can put it with some sauteed veggies, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to place this seasoned side down. And you want to start skin side down. And you may have some pieces of chicken that don't have skin all the way around it. You want to start skin side down. And I apologize, this is a little bit loud, I know. If you catch some of our cheese of the week, you'll hear the fried chicken going in the background. So I'm going to season the other side. Now, if you have salted this and let it go in your fridge overnight, you might want to be a little easy with salt, because the salt will kind of dry brine and work its way into the chicken. But I didn't salt this ahead of time, so I'm adding my salt now, so I'm fine. But if you have salted ahead of time, then what you want to do is use just maybe some pepper or some other seasoning that doesn't have salt in it, so you don't over salt your food. And we're going to cook this about 5 minutes on one side, and then we're going to flip it. And then I'll cook 5 minutes on that side. And I'll keep doing that until it gets a nice golden brown on that skin. And when you pull the chicken out and place it on your plate, you let it rest for maybe 3 or 4 minutes, and that skin is going to tighten up and crisp up more so than when it was in the oil in the pan, and it's going to get really nice and crispy. Alright, so we're back, and I'm going to go ahead and remove my chicken. It's going to be Carrie's chicken. I got a couple pieces done here. There's a couple pieces that need a little bit longer. But what I got here is I can feel when I touch it, there's a little bit of a firmness, but a little bit of give, so I know it's not overcooked. And I can actually feel, as I've taken it out of the oil, I can feel the skin starting to tighten up as it's getting resting a little bit. So this one actually may need to go just a touch longer. But this one's pretty much ready to go. And the skin is getting real nice and crispy now that it's out of the oil. The oil's going to pull away, and the juices, as it cools, are going to pull back inside the chicken before it's cut. Same thing as the reason why you would rest a steak. And then as it rests, it's going to crisp up really nicely. So that's the golden brown that you really want to get. And the other thing that you want to look for inside the chicken too as it cooks is initially as you cook it, you might see some red juices coming out, some blood, or you might see like a milky looking juice come out. You want to cook it until you see things are clear, and then you want to touch it to make sure that it is done with kind of the same kind of technique you use on steaks. And check out the links down below, because we do have discount code. Redmond's is one of our partners. We only partner with people that we really believe in their products, that we really like them, and we use them ourselves. So they have a bunch of different great flavors of seasoned salt. And they also have some fantastic other products like face masks for clearing your skin up, some earth paste, which is like their version of toothpaste, which is all natural, no fluorides or anything like that. And the salt itself, a lot of salt that you get, like the sea salts and things like that, can have contaminants from the ocean and other things. And Redmond's is one of the lowest, like there's no contaminants in the Redmond's salt because it's deep underground in the cave and very protected. So this stuff is fantastic. So check that out. Also, make sure you like, leave a comment below, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon. That way when we have a new video coming out, it'll come up in your feed and you can see it. The more you support us, the more free content we can put out there, the more people we help. Check out our other shows. We have a ton of recipes. We have the Fatty Joe Show, we have cooking skills, we have our road trip videos, and a bunch more stuff. So check it all out. All right, everybody, have a great day.